My name is Olunoti Ahmed. I'm an entrepreneur and the Chief Executive Officer of Broadworld Integrated Services Limited. My background, I'm a mechanical engineer by training, and after graduating, I worked for two major multinationals, one in the manufacturing sector and the second one in the oil and gas industry. Actually, the biggest oil and gas company in Nigeria. I was with the multinational companies for 23 years before coming to set up Broadworld Integrated Services Limited, where we are into production of foods and snacks. Our first product line, plantain chips, where we have 4 SKUs, the ripe, lightly salted, ripe chili flavor, unripe, lightly salted, and unripe chili flavor. That's my background. The youth in Africa actually represent a major opportunity for the continent as well as huge potential. Population-wise, in Africa we are talking about 200 million of the 1.2 billion people in Africa being youth. If we come closer home to a country like Nigeria, actually more than half of the population is under 40, and even more so when you look at the under 15, we have a higher proportion of them who are under 15. What that means is that the tomorrow for the continent is heavily secured in terms of manpower and in terms of energy and drive, unlike places like Europe where the reverse is the case. Now, along with that opportunity and potential is also the challenge that we have issues like huge infrastructure deficit and a major challenge trying to give high quality education to the youth. Again, after the education, we have to create employment opportunities for this youth, and we appear to be struggling with that in Africa. Now, those are the challenges with respect to the youth and the environment they have found themselves. However, there are opportunities in all of this for the youth, but the youth also have a role to play in that. First is that for the youth to take advantage of the opportunities that are available in the country with respect to wealth, then they as youth also have to work on things like their own leadership skills, which they have to hone. And in most cases, this is a combination of both innate abilities as well as acquired skills. Now, the youth have the responsibility of acquiring leadership skills. Alongside that, discipline and focus is key. In growing their creativity, the youth also have to be very focused. Now, again, alongside those two qualities, the youth must also take advantage of the deployment of technology, which is something that is readily available all over the world now. And finally, each youth must then think, in the midst of all of this opportunity, what can I do that is unique to create wealth and to make myself employable? Essentially, what that means is that rather than just depending on the society to create wealth, you also think, what do I have? What innate skills do I have? Are you IT skilled? Are you good with your hands? Are you good with music? There are a number of opportunities that we've seen with the youth these days. You have an opportunity to be a wealth creator, and that also means that you can create opportunities to employ others and also generate wealth in the process, in which case you then end up being referred to as an entrepreneur like myself. At Broadworld, we actually encourage the youth to take advantage of the opportunity which we have created here. We have mentorship scheme, and at the moment we actually have two or three mentees. One of them is actually a copper, and we're taking her through a scheme which we call management traineeship scheme, and that's part of the process of giving out the skills which we deem necessary to take advantage of innate skills of an individual. And that's part of what we will continue to contribute to the society at Broadworld. Also at Broadworld, in addition to the employment opportunity which we create for the youth, we also then make it possible for wealth creation for them, not just for themselves, but also to be able to think about tomorrow and contribute heavily to the society. That's a role that we will continue to play in Nigeria. In my time, when we were growing up, we actually had quite a number of those you can refer to as role models in the Nigerian society. We had the likes of Professor Chikiobi, Professor Ayodele Awojobi, and for me in particular, someone like Professor Ayodele Awojobi was my role model, and so I decided very earlier on in my time to study mechanical engineering. And when I look back at that decision and the opportunity that it has created for me, I actually find that it's difficult to say I have taken any misstep in life. So looking back, I would say almost all the decisions with respect to career choice, training, and taking advantage of opportunity, I would say that nearly 90-something% of that has been spot on. And so looking back, very little regret with respect to choice of career, very little regret with respect to choice of profession, and also very little regret with the ultimate choice of coming to start up Broadworld Integrated Services Limited as an entrepreneur.